Hello everybody and welcome back to Flock Talk. As you can see in front of me here, we have a box, which means we're going to be doing some unboxing today. Now, as you can see very clearly along the front here, this was ordered from Bonka Bird Toys. I have never actually ordered for them before, but I wanted to do kind of a holiday themed bird toy order and thought I would try and find somebody else to order from. Oddly enough, there weren't that many options, so I was really trying to find like a small independent retailer or just some other company that was producing holiday themed bird toys. And I could really only find two companies, of course, Feathered Addictions, but I order from them all the time and I wanted to try somebody else. And then Bonka Bird Toys was the only other one I could find without having to search too super intensely. So I ordered from them this time around, giving them a shot, and we will see how it goes. If you guys have any suggestions for independent bird stores, leave them down in the comments, because I really want to start trying to ordering from different companies, giving a good variety and kind of giving everyone kind of an equal chance and seeing what they have to offer. But I really couldn't find all that many other than My Safe Bird Store, Bonka Bird Toys, and Feathered Addictions. Outside of that, there really didn't seem to be too many stores that I could order from. So if you guys have suggestions, please let me know. So without further ado, let's hop on into the box here and see what I ordered. Now I will say off the hop, I did order 3 different packages from different bird companies at the exact same time. And this one arrived last. So they did have the slowest shipping, and I also didn't get any tracking information from them, which was really bizarre. I didn't bother really contacting them for it because I wasn't too worried about it, but I'm not sure if maybe I just didn't get the email or maybe it accidentally got sent to a junk folder and deleted or something. But this was the only company that I didn't receive tracking info for, which is something I find a little odd because I do enjoy watching my tracking and knowing that things are going to arrive. But otherwise the box arrived, it's in good shape, it's not bashed and destroyed. But opening up the box, you got everything just tossed inside. This is usually how bird toys get shipped. They don't tend to get individually wrapped or anything like that. For the most part, bird companies I find want to be rather conservative with what materials they use and wanting to not excessively package things. Not to mention, most of these toys are either durable or made to be destroyed, so they don't really need to protect them in shipping. So this is pretty standard and pretty solid the way it is. So this company is from Florida. That is where this package was shipped from, and I am in Canada, and they did have quite a few shipping options available on their website. It was a massive list. So quite honestly, I think they probably deliver to every single country, but obviously double check. However, if you're looking for worldwide shipping that has good holiday themed toys and kind of cute things, they might be a better option for you than some of the other things that are just kind of US or North America only. On this invoice here, it says I spent about $50 American, which comes out to about $66 Canadian. And I got 6 different toys. So they aren't particularly cheap. I wouldn't say they're particularly amazingly well priced or anything. But I do think I got a couple bigger toys instead, so that might be why this seems a little bit more expensive to me. But we will take a look and see what I ordered. Everything should be Christmas themed, and as per usual, I didn't really look at how big things were gonna be, so I'm hoping it'll be okay. This guy already came out of the box here, so we will start with this one. So this guy here is basically 3 little Sola wood balls that have these cupcake wrappers around them. I honestly just ordered it because my birds really love Sola wood. I really love Sola wood. It is an extremely soft wood that's softer than cork. You can easily rip it off with your thumbnail and destroy it. So you have really small birds who don't really like chewing on things or are not really sure what to do with it. It's a really good wood to start with. My birds are just a little bit picky when it comes to what things they get to chew on, so they tend to like the really soft woods. And I don't tend to see this style of the Sola wood balls very often, where it's got kind of these thicker, almost marshmallowy looking kind of pieces all stuck together into the shape of an orb. So that's why I picked this one. I also think it'll be an easy one for foraging because of all the round balls. There's all these tiny little cracks and crevices that I could crumble millet into, or even just stick it into the paper cups. It seems like a nice easy one. And I mean, it's moderately holiday themed. I do like the sort of plaid look to it, but you know, it's not super crazy over the top, holy heck, it's Christmas sort of designing. So this one was called the Trio Tartan Cake, and it was $9.49 in American. So not particularly cheap for really what it is. Like, it's just 3 orbs stuck on a stick. Next up, holy heck, it's Christmas. This one does have their tag on it. I do quite like it. It's nice. It's really obvious what brand it is. and it's actually just got a barcode on the back. It doesn't actually list its price. This one is called the Foraging Christmas Tree, which was $11.99. Now that price absolutely makes sense to me for the size of this and the fact that it's so large. This one, again, obviously I got it for foraging reasons, but I don't have many things that are these sort of baskets, and Newt really likes pulling paper and ripping them out, so I thought this would be a really good one for him. For $11 and the size of this toy, I mean, it's not terrible, but at the same time, these little baskets are pretty cheap to get, so it is a little bizarre how high of a price it is, especially considering that's American dollars. If that was a Canadian price, I could see it being a little bit more realistic, but that is $11 American, and it's not got a whole lot into it, but it's still a really nice toy. It's very well held together. All of their toys have this plastic kind of straw at the top here that stops the bird from chewing at the wire or the string that's holding the whole thing together. So that is a really nice little added detail that they've kind of hidden the pieces that hold the toy together so your bird can't just go at that and destroy it and have it fall apart. So if you have a bird that has a tendency just to chew at the strings, this company might be pretty good for you then, because that's a really neat added detail that I haven't actually seen any other company do. There we go. This is not sponsored, by the way. Like I said, I'm just trying to find more companies to order from and kind of help make it a little easier when you're shopping for your birds, having a variety of things to choose from. I find it really difficult to go and find new bird toy parts and new things for them when you're buying from the same retailer every time. So I'm kind of just trying to find as many different people as possible and kind of have a good compiled list of different companies that produce different unique things for your birds. This next one, really cute. It's got a little rubber ducky. It is called the Twinkle Duck Green Basket, which was $6.99. It's pretty average for a toy this size. Again, I mean, there's not a whole lot going on to it. The duck, if you can make it out, is green and Christmas themed, and he kind of looks like he's got little ornaments or lights or something all wrapped around him. So that's really cute. However, I don't actually know how safe it would be for your bird to sit there chewing and potentially swallowing a little piece of a rubber duck. I'm sure they're assuming that because it's small, it's just going to be going to a smaller bird that doesn't have a tendency to chew those things. But I would consider this to be a supervision-only toy for that reason. And again, because of the bell and the birds potentially chewing those things off as well. But it's a matter of knowing your bird, and if you think your bird is going to chew pieces of this little plastic rubber duck off, this might not be the best toy for them. The way they put it together does kind of make it so that way if your bird were to chew this rim off here, you could still reattach it to the actual duck itself. It's got a little metal stick going straight through the whole toy and looping at the top. So even if your bird does chew and damage the handle of the basket, you can just reattach to that metal skewer and hang it up again. So most of their toys do seem to be pretty durable in that regard, where if your bird chews it down, you can still rehang it back up and it's not going to be damaged. Next up, I really like the star in the middle. I don't think I've seen one in that sort of design before, where it's kind of bubbly and round. Usually I find that kind of vine stars like this are very flat and hard, but this one's actually nice and hollow and rounded. This is called the Christmas Foraging Star, which was $6.49. So overall, it's not a terrible price for it. It obviously is more expensive than all the parts that it would cost, but when you consider labor and all that sorts of jazz, it does kind of level out in that regard. Again, they've got that straw at the top to stop your bird from chewing things. It might also, in this context, just be a cheap way to kind of fill out the toy without having to use more actual product. I'm kind of hoping that that's not the case, because that's just kind of a really cheap thing to do instead of just giving you like 3 or 4 more finger traps. So I'm not super sure on this one, but I do hope it's just kind of a smart way to stop your bird from chewing at the wire that's holding it together. Otherwise, this one was just really cute. I'm really happy with that star in the middle. It's probably my favorite part of this whole toy. I've never seen one that looks like this before. And they even put the effort into making sure that the finger traps were kind of the red and green Christmas colored instead of just throwing whatever random ones on. So that's a nice little attention to detail. This one's super cute. I really like this one. I've got a random hook. Oh, this one was missing a hook. I didn't even notice that, which is good. I know I've ordered toys before where they didn't come with a hook, and that was such a pain because at the time I didn't have like a little collection of hooks just hanging around, so I had to like awkwardly tie string. So it is nice that they're making sure that every single toy does have a hook included. Okay, next up, I'm not sure why. So I'm not entirely sure why this one is wrapped. Maybe it's to protect the paint that's on the bell, I'm not sure. But like if the paint's gonna chip off that easily in shipping, I'd be a little concerned about my birds chewing on it. Maybe it's just because there's more kind of sensitive metal hardware and they didn't want it getting caught on anything. Maybe, I'm really not sure. This one is called the Christmas Star, which was $9.99. $9.99 for this does seem a little expensive to me. I mean, maybe the size of the bell makes the toy a little more expensive, or maybe these particular pieces cost a little more, because like I've said, I've never seen stars that are this puffy and kind of rounded. So maybe that's why, but $9.99 American for this does seem a little steep to me. It is a bit more metal hardware and things, so again, being a little bit more durable for birds who like to chew its string. But you know, it's cute and it'll be really easy to use for foraging because you can kind of move the vines and tuck bigger things in there. I might actually be able to make a whole Nutriberry fit inside, which is really nice. Always trying to find foraging things that actually allow for bigger kind of treats and things to go inside of them. Can be really difficult for bird toys, so having options is really, really nice. Okay, I think we should only have one more. I don't think I've actually had an order come with bubble wrap before. Yeah, so this is the last one. Oh, this one doesn't have a name on the back of it, but I'm going to assume that this is the Christmas tree. That is $4.99. $4.99, that's honestly a pretty average price. That seems to be the cheapest that small bird toys get, is around the $5 mark. You might find a couple that are in the threes, but $5 Canadian would be pretty average what I would spend for this. $5 American, again, a little bizarre, but not terrible. It is obviously small and dinky, and I just got it because it was cute looking, and I liked how it had both red and green wrapped around it. This one is not nearly as puffy as the stars are. I honestly wonder if they make these themselves in the store, and maybe that would make these more expensive, because I've never seen the Christmas trees and stars of this style. I mean, maybe it's just because it's an American thing, and maybe you see these a lot more often than I do. But yeah, they're just really puffy and cool looking. I just got this because, you know, it was cute and it was Christmassy, so I chose it. I don't honestly think the birds are going to use this one that much because it's very, very simple, but I might attach it to something else, or maybe try and hide some things in there and see if they'll go at it that way. But on its own, my birds personally won't go for this. But you know, every bird's different. You never really know what they're gonna go for. But now the birds have their own cute little itty bitty Christmas tree. So, first impressions of Bonka bird toys, not bad. Everything was packaged fine. They've got good, really obvious tags. This one was missing the name on the back, and this one didn't have a tag at all. But most of them have like a barcode or something on the back that tells you what they are, which I enjoy that because I find it a little difficult when you order something and you can't tell what's what. So then when you go to order it again, it's a lot harder to kind of type in the name and find the thing you were looking at before. So I do like that they tell you exactly what each thing is, and then you can compare it instead of having to kind of scour the website for that one obscure thing that you had ordered before. Overall, I do think they're a little bit overpriced, but I don't know, maybe products in the States are pretty standard to have these prices. But for me, I probably won't order for them again just for purely the price reasons. That plus paying the shipping for it to cross the border is not really necessary for me. It's not beneficial for me to do it that way. But overall, they did have a cute selection. It was nice to have a different company that makes seasonal toys. I'm not sure if they do other holidays as well, but usually if they do Christmas, they'll do a couple other ones. They'll at least do Halloween. So I'd be curious to see if they do other holidays, because it's nice to have kind of that variety and different places to choose from on those sorts of things, because clearly not very many places do it. So I'm happy that they offer this selection. I'm a little disappointed with the price. However, overall the quality is really, really nice. These toys are held together really firmly, nothing shifting and moving. With these tall sorts of toys, it's very, very common to see that the strings aren't attached tight enough and then all the pieces kind of shift and move, which, you know, is fine in and of itself, but sometimes you want a toy that's gonna be strong and sturdy and not shift. And all of these toys do not shift unless they were designed to do so, like this one where it's supposed to shift and wiggle and move. So good job on their part. They did a really good job assembling all the toys. They're held together really, really well. And they didn't really skimp out on like this one. It's jam-packed with paper. They definitely could have cheaped out on that and they didn't. But yeah, overall, I'm not disappointed with it in any regard. I do think I spent a little bit more than I would have liked to. So just this little bit here was $60, which basically comes out to about $10 a toy, which is not exactly ideal. But it isn't terrible either, especially when it comes to kind of custom themed things, and depending on whether or not they make certain parts themselves, that could absolutely influence the price, and it's not something I'm totally sure of. I am going to hang these all up around the room and make this a festive little area for the birds, give them a little bit of that seasonal enrichment, and hope that they have fun with them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave names of companies or brands that you have had success with or that you would really like me to check out in the comment section down below. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.